They say don't judge a book by its cover, but when I saw a virtual reality skateboarding game that is controlled by your hands, I thought to myself, this is going to be really awkward and or give me a ton of motion sickness. And it did not help that the early access reviews were saying that this game was extremely difficult and had a steep learning curve. So I thought, let me try this for myself. This is VR Skater.
Let's go!
After my rough first sequence, I knew there was a ton of work to do. It was time to hit the tutorial. At first glance, I couldn't help but notice the beauty and the simplicity of the environment around me. This game looks fantastic. The training facility gave me immediate nostalgia as it felt like I was in one of those old Tony Hawk Pro Skater maps. I quickly learned the basics, an ollie, grinding, and then even nailing my first kickflip. I was feeling super confident, thinking that I'm a natural at this. I mean, how much more difficult could it get? I had mastered what I thought was everything in skating and was ready for more challenging tricks. Boy, was I wrong.
A few moments later.
Before I knew it, an hour had went by of me being in the lab, and I was dog tired. My arms was heavy, like prime Eminem, and it was clearly time for a break. I began to understand the criticisms of it being a learning curve and this game being difficult, but I had come too far to quit or let this deter me now. It was time for a change of scenery. I decided let's go into practicing some tricks and just doing some runs, and I have to admit, the level design in this game does an excellent job building up your confidence. It starts you off with just the spot challenges that allows you to explore each individual jump and practice it, and then it builds upon itself, getting higher and higher scores before you get to the last game mode of each map, which is sudden death, where you go through the entire map, and if you fall once, game over. It's crazy how this game made me work backwards, as I found a lot more success just to get out there and shred versus staying in the tutorial the entire time. And then as I got more comfortable with the game modes, I went back into the tutorial to add a new trick or two into my bag. After completing several levels, it's like a light bulb had went off. I began really getting the hang of the game, not to mention everything was running super smooth. I had been in VR for over 2 hours and didn't even feel a speck of motion sickness. I gotten so comfortable and skilled, I unlocked the ability to customize my board by hitting level 5. The board customization was simple but effective. You could customize everything from the deck, the bottom of the board, the wheels, and the trucks. And then as you level up, you unlock more customizations. Now that I had a new board, you couldn't tell me nothing.
You can't tell me nothing.
From that moment on, I was able to chain together some impressive combos and even earn my first gold medal in the game. Afterwards, I went back into the skate shop and discovered that my board was all scratched up, and I couldn't help but smile. Not only because it was such a cool feature and great attention to detail, but because it was also a representation of how much work we had put in. No pun intended, but the grind had paid off. VR Skater tested me in all the right ways. This game is about the journey, not the destination. You know the old saying, practice makes perfect. It allows your creativity to thrive as you replay maps over and over again, exploring the many ways to shred. It's not about beating the game, it's about continuing to cultivate new innovative combos, new routes, and enjoying yourself while you do it. This is a game that I see myself continuing to just jump in and skate around every so often. As long as this game continues to get support via DLC maps and hopefully some multiplayer support down the line, I think VR Skater is a huge step in the right direction for deficit games and VR sporting games.